From the Soundstage Studio, Faculty of Cinematic Arts, MMU Cyberjaya, we present you MMU Beat. Please welcome our host for the show, Amirul Izzat Hasri.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to MMU Beat, broadcast all the way live from Cyberjaya. My name is Amirul, and I am your host once again today. Now, folks, before we start, I want to ask a very, very important question. How are you doing today? Well, I hope you're doing fine and dandy. On behalf of the production crew right here in Cyberjaya, all right, we want to personally thank every single one of you, especially the people in the audience and those tuning in at home for joining us on this special talk show program celebrating the 25th year anniversary of our beloved university, Multimedia University. Can we give a round of applause for MMU? Woo! All right. Now, folks, as I've mentioned, right, it's been 25 years since MMU opened its door to Malaysia as the first ever private university in Malaysia. Can you believe it? It's been 25 years. It's longer than any relationship I've had in the past. It stings, but it's very, very true. And jokes aside, folks, as 25 years, we are very, very proud of MMU because in 25 years, they've managed to churn out various alumni, various Permata Juniors who are now captains of their own industries and now future leaders of tomorrow. Can we give a round of applause for all of our Permata Juniors out there? You make us proud, folks. You make us proud. Now, in conjunction with the 25th year anniversary, as you can see, we have an amazing talk show set. All right. No university in Malaysia has ever done this before. For its 25th year anniversary, we have a specially built talk show set complete with a live band. And talking about live band, we are joined by a very, very great band. Please give it up for 30 Cent, folks. All right. Now, 30 Cent is our new band joining us on this talk show. A lot of you have actually texted me, WhatsApped me last night asking, Amirul, why are they called 30 Cent? Well, folks, because this talk show program, we spared no expense. We brought the best band all the way from the United States of America. As you can see, all these folks are coming all the way from the United States. All right, they are called 30 Cent because they are the personal band to the popular rapper called 50 Cent. All right, tolak 20 cent, then you get 30 Cent. But they're very popular. I can trust you with that. And to show you how good they are, Nandro, can you give me a little bit of riff to wake up those who are actually stuck in the traffic morning today? All right, folks. We are sending our love right here from MMU Cyberjaya to you folks. So for those who are actually going on the way to work, try not to sleep while you're driving, okay? We love you. We want to see you in the next edition. Now, for those who are tuning in for the first time, I bet you want to know what MMU Beat is all about. Well, it's a series of live talk show programs celebrating our beloved university as it marches to celebrate its 25th year anniversary. Now, starting previously in 2 editions, October 2021 and also February 2022, we've had past alumni coming in, all right, to talk about their past life as students, how this beloved university cultivated their passions, all right, and how they are now successful. Everybody had their own successful stories, and we all cried and hugged with tears of joy how successful they are because at the end of the day, they represent the best of us, Permata Juniors. Can we give a round of applause to all of our alumni? It still makes me cry for today, folks. All right, now Today we're going to continue with this talk show, but we're going to shift gears a little bit. You've seen alumni, but today we are going to bring the leaders of Multimedia University. When I say leaders, folks, we mean the presidents. Not one, not two, but all of the presidents, starting from the first president up until the fifth and current president. We're going to talk about the challenges that face spearheading the first ever private university in Malaysia and how they put MMU on the map to where it is today. We've got a grand show for you folks, so don't go anywhere, stay tuned because, hey, there's a lot of questions to ask. Now, in the meantime, for those who want to tune in, who just found out about this show, who want to say, hey, my buddies want to join all the way from Africa, Paris, or Timbuktu, well, you're in luck. Don't worry because you can tune in this live broadcast in two channels, MMU FB Live, MMU Malaysia TV YouTube channel. So for those, once again, you want to join, click on those two links provided just now. All right, and once again, for those who are already tuning in, don't go anywhere because just like any other MMU show or event, we've got attractive prizes for you to win today. Yes, you've heard it. We got an online quiz coming up later in the show where you can win attractive prizes. I don't know what the prizes are, but some say it might be a house. Ooh, that's how rich this talk show is, folks. So if you want to win something from MMU, stay tuned. Don't go anywhere because the online quiz is coming up right after this. Until that, I guess it's time to ask questions to our past presidents. So, Nandoro, can you lead me back to my chair? All right, folks, as mentioned, we've got a great program for you today. As I've also mentioned previously, we have 4 amazing presidents we've brought to you on this panel today. And I'd like to introduce you to the panelists for today. So, ladies and gentlemen, we've got, once again, 4 great individuals who have all left an imprint and their own respective mark on Multimedia University, this university we love so much. So it is with great pride I introduce all these 4 amazing individuals. Let's start first, folks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our first panelist for today, Tan Sri Professor Dr. Gulf Jasmine, the first president of Multimedia University. Good job. Now, just a little bit of information about our first panelist. He was appointed as the first president of Multimedia University, or also known as back then University Telecom, Unitel, on 1st December 1996. TM invited Prof to lead UTSB, and he served as Multimedia University's president for 11 years, starting from this 1st December 1996 all the way up to 2007. Assalamualaikum, selamat datang, Tan Sri.
Waalaikumsalam.
Up next, our second panelist for today, Professor Emeritus Dr. Zaharin bin Yusuf, the second president of Multimedia University. A round of applause for our second panelist. All right, folks, here's an info about our second president. All right, not only does he look very dashing in a bow tie, all right, and I emulate his fashion style, he took office in January 2008 after the first president after the first president left in late December 2007. Prof. Zaharin led the university for 3 years between 2008 and 2010 before stepping down and leaving the post to the third president, the late Professor Dr. Muhammad Rasad Muhammad, who officially took office on January 1st, 2011 and served as MMU president until 2015. Welcome once again, Prof. We're happy to have you here with us today. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, I also think it's not too late to congratulate Prof. Zaharin because he has just been conferred the title of Prof. Emeritus recently by USM on 21st of May 2022 in conjunction with USM's 59th convocation ceremony. Ladies and gentlemen, a round of applause once again for Professor Zaharin. Congratulations on that achievement. Now, up next, our third panelist. He is the 4th president of Multimedia University. All right, it is none other than Prof. Dato Technologies, Dr. Ahmad Rafi Muhammad Ishaq. All right, now he served as the president and CEO of Multimedia University from 2016 to 2020. All right, currently he is attached at the Learning Center at Telecom Malaysia, TM, and at the same time, he is still a staff of MMU and a professor in the Faculty of Creative Multimedia, FCM, Multimedia University. Once again, give a round of applause, folks, for Prof. All right. Up next, and our final panelist is a man that needs no other introduction because you see him at every single corner of this university. He is the current and fifth president of Multimedia University, Professor Dr. Mazliha Muhammad Zood. All right. Now, he clocked in this first day at MMU on 3rd of August 2020. And with his vast experience spanning nearly 20 years, 2 decades in ICT and technology-based higher education industry at both national as well as international level as well. Now, as some of you know from previous editions, Prof. Dato has highlighted various interesting, game-changing plans on student education, as well as various programs to welcome back alumni to give back to this university that is being implemented as we speak. And I personally cannot wait to see how it pans out. Now, we couldn't be happier to have these plans in the pipeline. We're excited for the future of MMU. Once again, please welcome our fifth and current president of Multimedia University. All right, now on behalf of the production crew, we are very happy to have every single panelist with us right here today. Now, folks, before we continue further, we would like to take this time, this opportunity. As mentioned, we have all of the MMU presidents in the past right here on this stage, except for the third president, Allahyarham Professor Dato Muhammad Rasad. Now, while he may no longer be with us here anymore, I speak on behalf of the production crew and all the staff of Multimedia University to say that we remember him. We remember his contributions. We remember him fondly. I would like to invite the audience right now to recite Al-Fatiha to Allahyarham. Al-Fatiha.
أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم الحمد لله رب العالمين الرحمن الرحيم مالك يوم الدين إياك نعبد وإياك نستعين اهدنا الصراط المستقيم صراط الذين أنعمت عليهم غير المغضوب عليهم ولا الضالين.
Amin, amin, Rabbal Alamin. All right, folks, let's continue with our first segment of the talk show. As you know, and as most of you you've seen from previous editions, we got 4 segments on this talk show. Each segment will delve into a specific question. Now, for the first segment, we're going to dive into the beginning. All right, when I say the beginning, as you know, every story has a beginning, and it's not different for each of the individuals you see right in front of you here, folks, at the studio. Now, each of them, once again, has left an indelible mark on Multimedia University. But no one has really heard from this horse's mouth on the struggles they face to put this university on the map to where it is now, a globally recognized university. For our first segment, we will talk about how MMU aimed to be through the lenses of our own presidents, past and current, the challenges they face during each president's tenure and how they all overcame it. All right, we're going to start off our topic, all right, by asking Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Prof. Dr. Gau Jasmine, our first ever president of Multimedia University. How are you doing today, Tan Sri?
Alhamdulillah. Thank you.
All right, we're very happy to have you here with us. This is our first question for you today. Now, when MMU was set up in 1996, right, you took over. Can you briefly share with us that the moment, right, when you found out that you're going to be the first ever president of the first ever private institute in Malaysia? What was going through your mind? Briefly share with us.
Okay, thank you, Amirul. First of all, I didn't know that I was going to be appointed the president, but two gentlemen from Telecom asked me to go out lunch with me. One was the vice president of Telecom, another is the GM of Telecom. And in that lunch, they proposed to me that Telecom intends to appoint me as the first president. I was surprised. I didn't know why suddenly me, and until today I don't know why. But anyway, since they think I could do the job, I'll give it a try. At the point when they approached me, I was the Deputy Vice Chancellor in University of Malaya, in charge of development. I consulted my boss, the Vice Chancellor, Tan Sri Abdullah Sanusi, and he said, yes, if you feel you want to go and do something else, go ahead, no problem. So this is how it happened, and I look back now, 11 years being the president, I think that was one of the best time of my life.
All right, great answer. Now, I want to know, right, because being the first of everything must be very hard. And as the first president of the first ever private institute in Malaysia, right?
Yes.
You've had to face so much challenges
Sure.
because it's a road not taken by any other person back then. So could you tell us, right, share with the audience and especially those who are watching at home, what were among the various challenges you faced as the first president?
Okay. I must start off by saying that I think this tagline by Nike is very useful. Just do it. When I started, we were the first private university, and I knew that I have to make sure that it is successful. I actually launched 25 courses initially without any approval from the ministry. That got me into a lot of trouble. And why I did that, because at that time, the Lembaga Akreditasi Negara hasn't been properly established yet. And if I were to ask them to come and view the courses and so on, it will be very long. So I just ran it. And because of that, I got into very serious trouble with the minister and so on. But if I were to tell you the story how I got out of it, it would be a bit too long. So the first challenge is 25 courses. Secondly, the first intake was about 300 students. At the point I left, 11 years after that, was 22,000 students. So you just imagine what is the rate per year. So basically, I have to kick around a lot of people lah. Kick means ask them to do the job lah. Similarly, like I heard just now, the president was kicking Zamri lah, to recruit students and so on. But we had the advantage because we were the first, so we get a lot of student numbers coming in, and also I think at that point of time, the idea of the private university was catching up. So I think this was very easy to sell. So Alhamdulillah, the student number grew very fast. Postgraduate student numbers also grew, I think was 3,000 out of the 22,000 students. A very large number of MBA students and a large number of international students too. So these are the challenges that I went through. Again, whatever problems you go through, you just face it and make sure that it is all for the interest of the institution. You will not get into trouble, Whatever you do for the institution, you will not get into trouble. People will believe you. Of course, I have been greatly assisted in my job by one lady, much older than me lah, this lady, Tun Siti Hasmah, our chancellor. Whenever I have problems, I will transfer the problem to her. And the amazing thing about this lady is that she's always willing to listen and to do and to help. So, for example, when I was stuck with 25 courses not yet approved and so on, so she got involved and she got them approved for me. Because if I were to do it alone, the minister won't listen to me. The minister will say, you don't respect the system lah, you don't follow the rules dan sebagainya. But as you know, we were the first, so we have to make sure that we have to move fast and get things done fast. And thirdly, the student number went up 22,000. The staff number has to increase as fast as that. And here the challenge is to recruit staff from everywhere. So we have a very large international staff community lah, from all over the world. So these are the big challenges, but in short, I would just say this, that if you have to do a job, get it done and get it done well, and do not be scared of anything.
That's a great advice, folks, especially for those young, aspiring leaders out there. Just take the risk and go ahead.
Yes.
Now, I want to move on to our second panelist of the day. You've heard it just now, Prof. From 22,000 people in a single year intake, you took over the mantle. Prof. Zaharin, what were the challenges that you faced to take it even higher up a notch? All right, we've already, the first president has already laid the track. How did you took up the mantle and push it further?
Well, the main challenge was Prof. Gauss took away a lorry load of good staff. Chua Hintik took another lorry load of staff, so that was my first challenge. So, and these staff, well, to replace them, it was sort of get the staff, the current staff, good ones to be in the positions to help. And I also brought a lorry load of outside people, whom the staff here call the men in black. So that's how. So apart from that, it's quite easy to be a second president because he has started everything. So I just followed through and then raised the number of students, raised the, yeah.
But there has to be some challenges, right? I mean, growing the number of students in your presidency, there has to be some challenges. Maybe it's through different courses, or how did you expand MMU further?
Well, the one was actually getting R&D, the culture of R&D in, getting people to do R&D. But for the students, it was more, I had a very good, officer whom I stole from Legenda College, and he arranged for everything, made use of the centers that Prof. Gauss had already started up in the various states. The only difference is that this officer forced me to do the road show. So we went round the country giving road shows, and sometimes, like in Penang, for example, we go to a hall, and I would say, lock the doors. Lock the doors, and then we did our road show. We talked about this, and we would get about 70 registered on the spot, outside the door. So,
all right. Now, that's a great way to actually further push in terms of student enrollment, I guess, with the push in R&D, and also going to each state, I suppose, to have like road shows that attracted a lot more students, because at the end of, during the second presidency, folks, based on data itself, the student enrollment actually shot up. All right, that is a fact. Once again, we want to thank the second president, because he was my president during my time in MMU. At that time, the student enrollment once again increased by tenfold. Now, I want to move on to our third panelist, okay, Prof. Dato Technologist Dr. Ahmad Rafi Muhammad Isha. Okay, now Prof, okay, I'm going to shift the gears a little bit, okay? Now, you were an academician in MMU prior to your presidency. You basically grew up in MMU, born, fed, and then became a president here. From your perspective as an academician, as an eventual president, all right, can you share with us what you saw in terms of the development of MMU from where it first started to when you became a president? Can you comment on its growth and development?
Okay, thank you, Ami. I would say that growing up in MMU, of course, number one is passion. Being a staff, an academic staff, you need to have that passion, especially when it comes to, of course, teaching and learning. I still remember that, in fact, Dr. Yu Hong Tak, now is professor, was our first PhD. Still remember during that time, we had a very small hall, for him to, of course, graduate. That is our first, and of course, he is currently the VC of Utah now. So we have, I would say that when you see personnel, and of course our, I would call it Permata Dunia, success. I still remember when I went to Silicon Valley, so we had a gathering with all successful Malaysian, and suddenly this one chap stand up, says that, "Sir, I'm from MMU." So that is something which is really deep in my heart. You see, you are in front of international delegates because he's going for pitching and venture into that, and we are still there. And that is, I would say that growing from nothing to where we are right now. So that is something which is really make me be here, and still I have of course the trust with MMU. So that is I would say that something which where we're supposed to be, and this is where we're supposed to grow. So that is my angle on giving a new model of university.
Interesting answer indeed. Now, I want to shift gear to our last and fourth panelist for the day, the fifth and current MMU President, Yang Berbahagia Professor Dato Dr. Mazlihan Muhammad Suud. Now, Prof, okay, I believe you are aware that when you came in, all right, there's already past 4 presidents, all right, before you took up the mantle. Now, with the at your time, all right, there are already various other private institutes popping up left, right, center, okay? Now, how did you motivate, all right, yourself to take up these challenges? I gotta bring MMU further, all right, than my predecessors. I gotta bring it to a different sphere altogether, especially with all these challenges with other private institutes. How did you motivate yourself?
Amirul, it took me 6 months to accept the
6 months.
the offer from MMU. I was with another university as the president of that university, and I received this offer. I don't say yes immediately because you see, with all these legends in MMU, who am I to replace them? This is one of the reasons why I'm quite reluctant to come here, because I'm nobody in this education business, and to replace all these great leaders in academics is a big challenge to me. Well, but when I accept this invitation to come here, I think one of the focus is to continue the great job done by all the leaders. And of course, we have some new challenges because, as you said, during my time, we face a lot of challenges with this new universities coming up and so on. So this university must change the strategy, how we approach the people. We need to make sure that we are able to get new students to come in, you see. So this is part of the focus that we are now doing. We have our new plan called MMU Plus U, where we emphasize on 5 areas. Of course, number 1 is population and popularity of the university. We also focus on the learning, the way how we teach the students, where they learn, or the facilities and so on, the environment of the learning. We also focus on the sustainability of we also focus on the ranking and reputation of university. We focus on the sustainability of the university, and of course we have to take care of the happiness level of the staff and students in the campus, and of course the alumni.
All right, folks, as an alumni and also on behalf of the staff, we can all say you're doing a tremendous job spearheading MMU. Can we give a round of applause to our current president? Very happy to see you as our president right now. Now, folks, we are going to take a short commercial break before we pop into our second segment. But before that, just like any other MMU beat, we've got entertainment for you, okay? And what an entertainment this is. Now, providing, all right, singing a beautiful, popular song by Sheila Majid entitled Dia. I want to introduce you to a legendary songbird we've all known since my time, Miss Putri Nur Aina binti Rusli. Can we give a round of applause for Putri? All right, now she has the voice of an angel, folks, and the face that should be in any other magazine. All right. Now, for your information, Putri is a lecturer from Faculty of Management and an alumni of MMU. Now, once again, she is going to sing a popular song from Sheila Majid with 30 Cent. So, Putri, take it away.
Thank you so much, Amirul. Assalamualaikum. Terima dari saya Dia by Sheila Majid. Terima kasih. Jalan dengan indah untuk memulakan maksud hati. Ku beranikan diri untuk memulainya, tapi mengapa bibirku tak dapat bergerak, terasa berat. Oh, malunya hati ini bila ku ingat saat itu kami hanya saling berpandang dan terdiam terpaku. Oh, bulan hanya dirimu yang menyaksikan segalanya. Oh, bulan tolonglah daku katakan padanya ku cinta dia. Kata demi kata jalin dengan indah untuk memulakan maksud hati. Ku beranikan diri untuk memulainya, tapi mengapa bibirku tak dapat bergerak, terasa berat. Oh, malunya hati ini bila ku ingat saat itu kami hanya saling berpandang dan terdiam terpaku. Oh, bulan hanya dirimu yang menyaksikan segalanya. Oh, bulan tolonglah daku katakan padanya ku cinta dia. Ku beranikan diri untuk memulakan, tapi mengapa bibirku terasa berat. Malam pun kan berlalu, kami saling terpaku. Diam 1000 bahasa, hilang semua kata yang terangkaikan. Oh, malunya hati ini bila ku ingat saat itu kami hanya saling berpandang dan terdiam terpaku. Oh, bulan hanya dirimu yang menyaksikan segalanya. Oh, bulan tolonglah daku katakan padanya ku cinta dia. Oh, malunya hati ini bila ku ingat saat itu kami hanya saling berpandang dan terdiam terpaku. Oh, bulan hanya berikan segalanya. Oh bulan tolonglah daku katakan padanya, ku cinta dia. Thank you, terima kasih.
Nak tahu kelajuan peranti pintar dalam 5G? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Nak tahu bagaimana kandungan kreatif dan perniagaan atas talian dikuasai? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Nak tahu bagaimana cyber security dan undang-undang berfungsi? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Semua itu dan banyak lagi ada di Multimedia University, kerana MMU ialah anda menerajui masa hadapan digital. Layari mmu.edu.my.
Welcome back, folks, to MMU Beat. Just now, if you joined us, we just covered the first segment, which is the beginning. All right, we asked every single president, okay, how did they felt, what were the challenges they faced, how they overcame it. Right now, we're going to dive into a second segment, a different topic altogether, where it's called Reminiscing Memories at Multimedia University. So, in this segment, we will be taking a stroll down memory lane with our panelists as we reminisce on their respective time in this beloved university during the tenure as the president of Multimedia University. Lots of memories, lots of stories indeed. Now, before we dive into Tan Sri, okay, the production crew has prepared a special video, all right, to ask various MMU staff what they thought about Tan Sri during his tenure as the first president of MMU. They brought along a lot of tissue boxes because apparently a lot of people cried midway. They took 1 month just to complete this video. So with that, folks, enjoy this clip.
His concerns and little gesture touch me lah. He's very concerned of his staff in his own way. Ada banyak lah sebenarnya. If I want to write it down, it's gonna be a long essay. So those are things that really I still remember lah until today.
A person that he perfectionist. I use the word perfectionist before every event, the university event. He will be keep inspecting the place one day before, hours before the event, and I used to walk around with him, and he'll keep moving things and make sure everything is perfect.
Vision, mission is very clear with him. So we as a staff, kita akan gerak dalam satu hala dan kita akan bersama-sama menggerakkan kapal MMU ni lah. That is the best thing when working under Prof Gauss. Come what may along the way, apa-apa datang sajalah, apa-apa saja obstacle yang datang, he will face the challenge and for the path for his vision to be clear.
I learned a lot of new things under his leadership. Among others is that he's a person with high integrity, and a person with vision. and always talk about how we should be, where we should go. And same time, he's a risk taker. I use the word, he's a risk taker. He's willing to try out new things. Even after listening to people, he like to go on his feet.
Kind words indeed from the current and I believe still staff of MMU about your tenure as the first president of MMU, which brings us to a perfect segue for our first question. Tan Sri, right? What were some of your fondest memories, all right, in your 11 years here as the first president of MMU?
I think the best asset I had was staff. I love all of them, you know. As I grow older, I'm 65 now. When I look back, I say, actually I love them all, you know. Unfortunately, I cannot wind back the clock, you know. So we have to move forward. But everyone has contribution to make, you know. And without one of them being there, I think we'll not be able to do as well as what we have done. So this is about the staff. So at the end of the day, it's all about working together as a team, you know. It's not being ourselves, it's working with them. Whether you're a professor or whether you are a cleaner, everybody has a role to play, you know, and make sure everyone does their job well, to paling penting, you know. And I always tell people, do not cheat the system, because at the end of the day, I may not question you, but in the hereafter, God will question you. You know, why you don't do it when it should have been done properly. Secondly, was working with students. so it is very nice now when I get former alumni, former students coming back to me, you know, and I have some who comes and contact me almost every week. They want to meet me, they want to discuss this, discuss that, when I'm already out of the system. And they ask me questions about things which I know nothing about it, you know. And I think I have 2 or 3 appointments waiting next week. And these were former MMU students, by the way. So when you look back at how you have interacted with staff, how you have interacted with students and sebagainya, and I think it's a very good, nice feeling that things have come out this way lah. I just came back from Bangkok yesterday, and one of the former recruiter for MMU, who has gone back to Thailand, told me of a few good stories of former MMU graduates who are now working in Thailand, and the best story, they told me all of them are into business, you know. So this is really the thing, you know, that MMU has been able to produce entrepreneurs and business people, you know. And I must say, so personally, I have 4 children, 3 of them graduated from here. That's the best testimony I can give anybody. And I'm very happy with them, because I never tell my children to do anything. They decide for themselves, unless they ask me. If they don't ask, I just keep quiet. The one who's doing all the talking is my wife. So it's okay.
That's the case in any relationship.
Because at the end of the day, as long as the wife is happy, the whole family is happy. That's true. This is a secret I should share. So I think the whole MMU experience has been really great, from mixing and working with the staff as a team, and working with the students, and I get my whole family geared up to this whole thing. Remember, 3 out of 4 studied at MMU, and they are all doing well in their life, you know. So this the experience.
Okay, Tan Sri, thanks a lot for that interesting insight, and also marriage tips for those who are, you know, in relationships. Always listen to the wife. That's the key to happiness in a relationship. All right, now moving on to Prof. Zahrin. Okay, Prof. Zahrin. Now, before you joined MMU as the second president, what was your initial perception about MMU as the first private institute or university in Malaysia?
Oh, always good.
Always
good.
Do tell.
I was, in fact, I was sending staff to work at MMU. I was at USM then. So David Moore was one notable one, which Prof. Gauss took. There were a few others came. So perception was always good.
Always good. But during your tenure, since it was so good, right? Was it something that made you want to become the second president? Oh my God, Tan Sri did such a fine job. It's something that I want to take up the mantle. I mean, I want to challenge myself by taking up this position.
The position?
Yeah.
Actually, Tan Sri Musa was the chairman then.
Oh.
And I was at USM 25 years, and 20 of those years I was working under Tan Sri Musa. And he always told me, you have to be the coordinator of this unit. You have to be deputy dean of this school. You have to be dean of this school. And so one day he came to me and says, you have to be president of MMU. Yes, sir.
Written on the stars. You know, Prof. Zahrin, speaking about Founders Marriage, because we are recapping the past, right? The production crew also made a special video about you. Okay, they went around interviewing staff members, and here are some of the nice stuff they have to say about you. Roll the clip, folks.
Pada ketika itu kita ada perasmian di padang bola, dan Presiden Zahrin dijemput untuk merasmikan, dan kita minta Presiden kita untuk tendang bola kick off. Dan pada ketika itu ya dengan sportingnya Presiden tendang bola tu dan dia punya kasut tercampak, terpelanting. Dan pada ketika itu tak silap saya Prof Zahrin tendang pakai bow juga masa tu. Dan semua padang tu happy dan Presiden pun happy.
Pada pandangan saya, Prof Zahrin seorang yang cukup mesra dengan hitangan, di mana beliau suka turut serta dalam aktiviti staff selepas waktu kerja. Di mana kami pada waktu itu selepas kerja bermain badminton, dan dia pun datang join. Itulah kenangan manis yang saya rasa susah untuk seorang presiden yang sibuk dapat turut serta dengan hitangan bermain badminton setiap petang.
Apa yang saya boleh katakan tentang leadership Prof Zahrin ni ketika masa beliau jadi Presiden MMU yang kedua, beliau sangat mudah didekati dan open kepada semua, any level, terbuka, dan satu lagi apa yang saya ingat, apa yang Presiden Prof Zahrin cakap, untuk buat student happy, staff kena happy. So alhamdulillah beliau dapat melaksanakan, membuatkan staff happy dan student also happy.
Transparent, maknanya dia lebih telus dengan staff, maknanya tiada apa saja perancangan beliau untuk MMU, beliau akan beritahu pada semua staff melalui perjumpaan dengan staff atau begitu. Maknanya beliau lebih telus dengan perancangan beliau untuk MMU.
Mighty fine words indeed. A round of applause can we have for the second president of MMU. Now, for your information, folks, Nazri and also Firdaus, the gentleman you see in the clip just now, has set up a fan club of the second president. All right, and Nazri especially, right, because he was so enamored by the football story just now, right, that I heard, this is basically true, every time he plays football, he will wear a bow tie because he remembers the second president. That's how grateful he is to that man. All right. Now, before we move on to our next president, Prof. Rafi, okay, we also have a special clip for the fourth president of MMU. So let's take a dive into this clip, shall we?
I really appreciate the trust and freedom that he gave me to explore and experiment new ideas and thoughts. I could always go to him to propose any ideas and proposal. He would never condemn it, but encourage me to proceed with some advice and support. He gave equal opportunity to all staff at all levels to prove themselves.
When I was the students of Creative Multimedia, so I'm actually the alumni, and he was the second dean of Faculty of Creative Multimedia. I remember vividly, he actually gave me and passed me personally the award of Best Creative Multimedia Students. And what comes with that award was flight ticket to a SIGGRAPH conference in Los Angeles. And I had the opportunity to meet him in his office, and he told me that this is a very important conference. I must make all the effort to actually attend. And I actually flew to LA to attend the conference, and it was a very, very significant and inspiring an event. And what he said was right, and I had the opportunity to rub shoulder with the best academics and also all the industry leaders in the field of creative multimedia.
Satu, Prof. Rafi mudah untuk blend dengan ground level, dengan staf bawahan, dan dia sentiasa bagi panduan di dalam kesempurnaan sesuatu gambar dan desain.
He always remind me about God and solat itu tiang agama. He read Al-Quran every morning from 7:30 AM until 8 AM before work. This has inspired me to follow the same practice until today.
To me, Prof. Rafi, it's transformative and also a very visionary leader. He's very humble, self-effacing, and also appreciative. Under his tenure as the president of the university, he actually leads and drives the university to embark on a new transformative blueprint for the university called iUniversity, and under the slogan of Grow for It, right? So under this transformative plan, we witness the university to become a much more proactive, aggressive, younger, and energetic university. And we witness positive changes in terms of new academic development, research development, as well as business expansion.
He's creative, dynamic, and dare to explore and try new things. Of course, you don't expect creative guys to follow the book, as it will kill their creativity.
Okay, a lot of kind words from the staff of Multimedia University. We have Lin Kalway himself. Now, Prof, you've seen various staff, right, shower you with love for the support you've given them during your tenure as president. Now, speaking about support, right, obviously during your time there must be several various departments that gave you great support during your time as MMU president. Can you share with us these departments, the department's name, and what kind of significant support that they gave you during your time as president?
Okay. Again, thank you, Ami. When you are the president of the university and you are from the university, and of course from this university, of course they know you in principle. And I would say that even my job even tougher because of they challenge me, because you are of course a staff from this university and they know inside out in terms of maybe your character, your way of doing things and so on. So I took that challenge as way forward and how to basically give I would say the MMU a new branding. You know, during I would say that during my time, where we have what? We have Instagram, see, all the students are with all this new media. So, and in fact in our chat earlier, even during last 2020, I would say that we have increased from 6 university or 6 private university, now we have 58 private university. So that is, I would say that a greatest challenge for me, how do you position this university to be always at the top, right? Because the story, what even Prof. Gauss and of course Prof. Zarin mentioned earlier, they have set a very high standard. So how do you position yourself and to make sure that we are still leading the university rather than following others? So that is the position that I always tell, of course, the staff and the students. Right? People says that, even families says that, well, they want their daughter or their son to basically get job immediately after they graduated. But we position this university to ensure that the students give jobs, right, and provide jobs rather than basically just become followers. So we have, well, I have witnessed quite a number of course, of our alumni that they are currently out there and leading the industry. And this is where, when I position the university, where I start to coin the word industry trendsetter. So that is very important, that we want to trendset the industry rather than following the industry. So that is the role of this university, becoming, of course, the first private university. And I still believe that we have to be number one. So that is the way that we and of course during my tenure, to position the university.
And I still believe in my heart we are still number one, folks. All right, now you've heard from 3 different panelists. We're going to shift our sight to our fourth and final panelist, Tonton and Perempuan. Now, Prof. Mazliham, we've come to your section, okay? Now, before we ask you questions, we also have prepared for you a special production clip. All right, cool. Can we roll this clip, folks?
Okay, what I can say, maybe, but what I know is I have to work, and work. But it's fine. I like it. I like what I'm doing.
Datuk memang rapat lah dengan komuniti, rapat dengan staff, dan banyak benda yang Datuk ni initiatekan, dan kami lah sama-sama kita kerja untuk nak make sure kita selesaikan cepat dan sebagainya lah. Jadi kita nampak satu positive vibe lah pada komuniti kita sekarang. Terima kasih pada Datuk.
Momen menarik lah. Sebelum ni logo-logo MMU tu macam ni, macam ni tak ada Datuk apa. Tapi bila Datuk ada ni, terus ada, bila ambil gambar je, logo MMU tu kan. Memang tu antara momen-momen yang tak boleh saya lupakan lah. Dan banyak momen-momen menarik sebenarnya. Itu antara yang kita orang alami lah.
Beliau berkongsi menu bubur lambuk, resepi keluarga beliau yang mana kita tak pernah lagi jumpa bubur lambuk warna biru, dan itulah resepi yang kita dapat rasa dan sampai hari ini, daripada tahun lepas dibawa kepada tahun ini pada bulan Ramadan, berjaya kita sama memasak bersama dan menikmatinya bersama bubur lambuk MMU, hasil ilham Prof. Mazliham.
Yes, he is very positive person, and he has shaped us a lot. Yeah, he gave us the opportunity to show our talent. Yeah, that's the best thing as a leader, and he trusts us. That's the best that I see from Prof. Mazliham.
Dan beliau adalah seorang pemimpin yang mempunyai cara yang tersendiri untuk menguruskan universiti ini.
Benda lebih telus, perkara sebuah aktiviti kita buat lebih telus, banyak sharing. So dengan information disampaikan secara dengan lebih meluas. So kita buat keputusan pun bersama-sama. Sebagai contoh, kalau saya boleh ikut, kita sekarang ni ada leadership council yang mana semua leader dikumpulkan sekali supaya kita dengar sendiri apa informasi terkini, dan ada perkara yang kita discuss sama-sama dan buat keputusan lah. Jadi secara umumnya memang kita nampak ada banyak perkara-perkara baru yang berlaku, dan kita pun dah mula nampak lah dah ada positif feedback, dah ada kita nampak dari segi intake pun dah semakin baik, dan kita berharap dengan adanya Prof. Datuk ni, situasi ni akan berterusan dan MMU akan improve lah dengan lebih baik lagi.
Beliau mampu membawa Universiti Multimedia jadi universiti yang terbaik, bukan setakat terbaik di Malaysia, tapi terbaik di antara universiti di dunia. Dan untuk mencapai ke arah universiti yang terbaik itu, semua staf harus menyokong kepimpinan beliau, dan saya yakin staf-staf kita sekarang sedang menyokong apa yang diusahakan oleh beliau.
All right. Now, that was a very interesting clip indeed. I mean, very nice words. Everybody, while working, they still support the president. But the best part about that whole clip, right, is the fact that I finally found out after 33 years of life, ada bubur lambuk warna biru. I have never heard that before my entire life. But Prof, lepas ni I nak ambil the recipe for that bubur lambuk. Would be great for my girlfriend and I. Folks, okay, Prof. All right, MMU is celebrating its 25th year anniversary. Now, obviously, from the first year until the 25th year, a lot of things has progressed. We've already made a mark globally. All right, from our humble beginnings to where we are right now as a globally recognized university. Now, since we're reminiscing on memories of MMU, in terms of the latest developments, right, in recent memory. Could you share with us one or two latest developments that you have parked in for MMU to lead it as a leading university in Malaysia?
Well, before I started all these new things that I want to bring in here in MMU, what I did when I say yes to MMU, I actually visited all the previous leaders. I went and met Prof. Rafi, I think in Bandar Baru Bangi. I asked him, this is to understand what is MMU. I met Tan Sri Gaus in UM. This was before I joined MMU. I did not have a chance to meet Prof. Zaharin at that time because of some constraint of time. But I met him last month, I think, when he came here and we have some discussion. What is important before we start anything is to understand what I call raison d'être of the university. I try to understand what is MMU and what it's supposed to do, and then from there on we have to adapt to the new challenges and so on. So now we are embarking into a lot of new things. For example, to face the challenges of online classes, we have now installed our hybrid and HyFlex classes where the lecturers can do their teaching and learning simultaneously for those physical students and online students. Our aim is that the classes in MMU can be delivered through this hybrid mode, where students can choose whether they want to attend class physically or they can just follow this from their from our MMLS, for example. So this is the thing that we are doing now. We are also developing a portal that to ensure that our alumni will be employed upon graduating. Our current employability rate is 89.7%. But we actually try to improve this. My challenge, this is what Puan Sri said, work and work. We always give challenges to the different division. To Prof. Ike, our VP seat, we have created this new Vice President seat, Student Experience and Entrepreneur Development, where we also have the Career Connect center inside in this division. And for Career Connect, we developed this portal where we invite all industries to come and advertise their vacancies, job vacancies, or even the industrial training placement on this website, on this portal. And my challenge to the team is that I don't want 100% employability rate. I want 200% employability rate. So that every student, upon graduating from MMU, or salah tersilap sebut universiti nanti orang marah, from MMU, they should get 2 offers. This is my challenge. Now it's 89.7%, but we will have to work hard to realize this objective. Yeah? This is one thing. Another new thing that we are developing is under the leadership of Prof. Ike and Puan Sri. We are, developing more activities with the students. We want to make students happy. So recently, Puan Sri now will change the name of STAT. I think STAT will be renamed. I don't want to announce here, but Puan Sri will announce very soon the new name of STAT with Prof. Ike, where the objective is to make students happy. Puan Hayati for the Human Capital Division, her task is to make staff happy. So we want to be a happy university. So this is what we try to do, because we believe that if we are able to make this happen, then we can move everyone forward in one direction, as what Prof. Gauss always taught me to do. We need to have one direction, but one direction is through the MMU plus U. But we need staff and students to move this together. So we need to make everyone happy. The environment is very important. And on the research side, I cannot reveal it now, but maybe next month we'll have this reveal. We are doing a very big shift in MMU, where we are going to enforce our research capability. There will be an announcement, I think, made by the group, where this move will help us to further develop our research capability in the university. So all this thing we join together, and we hope that we'll be able to improve our overall ranking and also branding of the university.
All right, thank you so much, Prof. All right, now, folks, we are going to take a short commercial break once again before we head on to our third segment. Before we do that, I'm going to leave you with a little bit of entertainment. Ladies and gentlemen, performing, all right, a hit all the way from Bon Jovi called It's My Life. Please give it up for 30 Cent.
Song for the broken hearted, a silent prayer for the faith departed. The wine gone be just a face in the crowd. You gotta hear my voice when I shout it out loud. It's my life, it's now or never. For the ones who stood their ground, like Tommy and Gina, never back down. Cause the model's getting hard to make no mistake. Looking even like you gotta make her on the break. It's my life, it is now or never. No, I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart is like an open highway. Like Frank said, I take it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life. You better stand tall when they're calling you out. Don't bend, don't break, baby, don't break down. It's my life, it is now or never. No, I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, it's now or never. No, I ain't gonna live forever. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life, my heart is like an open highway. Like Frankie said, I did it my way. I just wanna live while I'm alive. It's my life.
Thank you.
Nak tahu kelajuan peranti pintar dalam 5G? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Nak tahu bagaimana kandungan kreatif dan perniagaan atas talian dikuasai? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Nak tahu bagaimana cyber security dan undang-undang berfungsi? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Semua itu dan banyak lagi ada di Multimedia University kerana MMU ialah anda menerajui masa hadapan digital. Layari mmu.edu.my.
Alright folks, welcome back to MMU Beat. We just covered the first and second segment of our show. Now, before we move on to our third segment of the talk show, we got a different question altogether for our panelists. Right now, I'm talking to you folks at home, right? Watching wherever you are. If you are watching this online, we are currently opening the online quiz. As mentioned in the beginning of the program, we have an online quiz where if you participate and you come up on top, you win attractive prizes. Now, you can join the link, you can join the online quiz by clicking the link provided at the screen below. It's called http:/bit/ly/mmub. Click on that link, answer a couple of questions. Don't worry, it's not SPM level, it's very basic stuff about your beloved university. Answer as much as you can, and those who come up on top will win attractive prizes. Now, once again, these prizes, if you come up on top as a winner, they will be announced at the end of the show. So even after you signed up for the online quiz, don't go anywhere. Stay tuned until the very end because the president will announce the winner. All right, moving on, folks, to our third segment of our talk show. Now, we've already covered their fondest moments, their beginnings. Right now, we're going to take into a segment called Looking at MMU from Afar. Now, in this round, we will be asking our presidents on their thoughts on how MMU has progressed so far since their days as presidents to where it is right now. How they've seen it from afar. So, to kickstart it off, we're heading to our first president, Tan Sri. Tan Sri, after leaving MMU way back in 2007, what have you seen in terms of MMU's development today, its achievements and accolades, and how do you think MMU can grow further?
Okay, thank you, Amir. Of course, when I left MMU, I went on to lead University of Malaya for another 5 years there, so I didn't have much time to think about MMU. But MMU has continued to perform, continued to produce graduates, MMU continues to be mentioned in the education sector. From my perspective, how MMU should go forward, you see, you have to be the best. If you want to survive, that is the only language, and you really have to do things that will make you the best. If we look at the ranking results that have come out, Taylor's wants to be the best private university, UTP, Petronas wants to be the best, and I've been a board member dekat Sunway University. Now, they even took even more drastic step. They actually appointed a president from the top 100 universities in the world to be their president. So why? Why are people doing this? Simply because they know going into the future, they have to use the language, my university is the best, they are ranked so much. So I think, I know not everybody is going to believe me, not everybody is going to agree with me, but for my perspective, if you want to succeed, you must be able to climb the ladder and to have a number that is small up there. You cannot just be happy to be just doing your teaching dan sebagainya. So this is first. Secondly, MMU needs money and MMU needs a big endowment. Trust me. The only thing that can make sure MMU survives and MMU continue to be excellent is to have a big endowment. You have no other choice. Any other recipe to survive is all bluff, in my opinion. This is all just fantasy. You actually need hard cash. You need a big amount of endowment to fund all these things that the president has been planning dan sebagainya. Because with big endowment, you can talk about high-class research, you can talk about bringing in Nobel laureates. With big funding, you can talk about getting the best system for teaching and learning. With money, you can send staff to travel all over the world to find the best technology and so on. So we need MMU to be thinking how you want to create big endowment just like the top universities in the world, macam Harvard, MIT, Cambridge, Oxford dan sebagainya. They have big money. But I think MMU doesn't have that big money yet. InsyaAllah, in my own way, quietly, I will prove that I can help MMU. Tapi I don't want to say anything now because it has not happened. InsyaAllah, one day, I'll come back and make sure that I'll create a big enough endowment. The only thing I ask from everybody is just make sure that doa that I live long lah. Itu saja. So trust me, you have to go up in the global ladder. You have to be seen to be performing well. You have quality. You have the best academics. You have the best students coming here. And secondly, you need big money. There's no other way of doing this, in my opinion. Thank you.
Cold hard truths from Tan Sri. I would love to see the response later on from other presidents. Now, before we shift to Professor Zahrin, okay? Now I heard a rumor, okay, from the grain yard. You're actually quite a talented musician. Is that correct? Rumors from various staff say that you play guitar like Santana, like Carlos Santana. Betul ke tidak, Prof?
No.
No. But indeed, you do play the guitar, right?
Yes, I sort of picked it up again after MMU.
Oh, okay.
And then, but I have the one I can't sing because otherwise it will rain. So I have Norman who MMU as well.
Does that mean that we're going to see you perform later today?
I can.
Guys, do you want to see your second president perform later on? Yeah, guys, didn't know that we have a performance from president. That's how talented they are. Well, I and the audience will stay tuned for this particular special performance because this came out of nowhere. And in the meantime, before we head to your special performance, all right, Prof. Zahrin, since the topic is about looking at MMU afar and how it's progressed, right? In your own words, could you share your opinions on the progress MMU's made so far since you left MMU in 2010?
Well, I've been moving around quite a bit, so to sort of look at MMU. I've been in 2 private universities and 2 government universities since. But I do get news from staff from who are still here. And the news is pretty good. But for the future, I like what was said by Professor Lehan just now, that there will be R&D. I've always wanted to see MMU as a research university. In fact, during my time, I locked every single academic staff. I locked them up to do an R&D roadmap, and that was one of my happiest moments was when we actually completed the R&D roadmap. But well, I had to lock them up, all of them, every single staff, but taking turns. So for the future, I really like to see this work, and then that it should someday be a research university.
Yes. Apparently we are taking that course thanks to the current president, Prof. Mazliham. Let's see where that takes us after this. Now, moving on to our third panelist, Prof. Rafi. Prof. Rafi, I was made to understand, right, that you are now in a TM and overseeing the learning development for TM staff. Now, in terms of your current role, right, how do you see MMU playing a supporting role in what you're currently trying to implement? And word has it that I believe your new office will be located within the MMU vicinity itself. Is that correct?
Yes, it's true, Ami. We will be establishing what we call it the TM Digital Academy. So that would be the corporate training for the entire group. So we have around about 27,000 staff. So my role is to position and to ensure that because we are talking about all these digital futures. So the way that we train the corporates, it has to be relevant to what the futures demand. We have to think 5 years ahead, 4 years ahead, and so on. So to a certain extent, you will see some of the latest technology, which I presume that definitely MMU will be gaining because it is within the vicinity of MMU. So that is seriously something refreshing for the university. And I'm of course currently coordinating with all the top tech giants, which my responsibility to connect and to ensure that we basically will have that kind of clear collaborations. All big names. Of course, I don't have to mention all these not only telco companies, but of course we have like government agencies and so on. So I think that is so when I basically currently heading this corporate learning, so I start to know that at the end of the day, teaching in this university also we need to really synchronize between what's out there, especially when it comes to the industry demand versus what we feel that is right for the university. So we need to ensure that it is really jive together. That is number one. But again, I do believe what Prof. Gauss, Prof. Zarin, or even Prof. Madliham mentioned, that we cannot run away. If we want to be champion, of course, we have to number one. We have to be number one. So to be able to be number one, we need to learn, even unlearn, what basically demand the future university. So what future university look like. So yes, this is our ground. We dare to explore. So that is my suggestion to future leaders.
All right. Thanks for that great insight, Prof. Rafi. And now moving on to our current president, Prof. Mazliham. You've heard from 3 different presidents, right? Their suggestions, their thoughts on the way MMU is to move forward, to be the number 1 private institute in Malaysia. You've got different suggestions, R&D, money, playing a supporting role. What are your overall thoughts?
Well, I mentioned that I met all of them before I joined. In MMU Plus U, PLUSU, the S there is sustainability, and this is where we are now planning to develop our own endowment. But it is not easy to develop this during this time. We are working on it, and we tried since last year. Joined MMU since 1.5 years ago, and since last year we are trying to develop this. Still having some problem, still having some issues to develop this endowment. But I know Prof. Gauss is trying to help us, and we have this now initiative under YAM, under our Yayasan University Multimedia, and we are developing this. Then on research and development, we have this under the university ranking and reputation, where we put this as one of our pillars in the MMU Plus U. We are realigning some operation in the whole TM group to support this, and we hope that by doing this, we'll be able to move up our strength in research. And of course, the industry linkages is under the learning pillars, where we just launched what we call research-led industry-driven university concept, where for us, what is important as a university and TM group, we should be able to answer to the industrial needs. So we need to produce graduates that are relevant to the needs of the industry, and what Prof. Rafi mentioned just now is relevant to this, and we need to work together with the group and also the industry to bring in all competencies that they need and blend this together in our curriculum. This is what we call the industry-driven university. So must make sure that whatever we do here is not a short sendiri university, developing programs that are not relevant to industry, but developing things that is current and relevant to the competency needed by the industry. And this is how later we'll be able to ensure that our employability rate is 200%.
All right. Those are great initiatives indeed. I believe that it does cover the points raised up by past presidents and where we need to take
I learned from them.
Oh, you learned from them.
Yeah.
Great innovators indeed. But I think we can succeed, especially with we have help from our past presidents, especially Tan Sri over here. I think MMU can indeed succeed. It's been doing so for 25 years, and I believe it can succeed for the next 25 years. Now, folks, I like to take this opportunity because you've heard me asking questions, but I heard the audience has questions for our past presidents and current president. So we would like to take this opportunity to ask the audience. Oh, the audience member is already here. Oh, what a surprise. All right, sir, could you introduce yourself and tell us the question that you have for the president?
Hello.
Yeah.
Hello, testing. Hi, it's an honor, sangat gembira lah untuk berada di sini dengan tokoh-tokoh hebat lah. Nama saya Baktia, from Carry Connect. Saya ada burning question lah, saya nak tanya kepada para panel pada hari inilah. 25 tahun yang lepas, MMU telah mencapai dan telah membuktikan bahawa dia lahir dengan orang kata memberikan impak yang luar biasa lah. Saya selalu ada pengalaman bila jumpa industri sebab saya jaga pusat kerjaya. Bila saya tanya, you dari mana? Saya cakap saya daripada MMU. Oh, MMU? Okey, dia agak mengambil masa lah. Tapi bila kita katakan kita punya kejayaan tu, bang tahu tak apa-apa boy? Oh, okey. Itu abang punya tempat ke? Ya. Upi Ipin tahu? Tahu. Tu saya punya tempat. Jadi dia telah memberikan satu naratif lah, yang imprint ke dalam minda mereka lah sepanjang 25 tahun. Dan sehingga hari ini saya rasa tak ramai syarikat boleh ke situ lah. Walaupun mereka banyak keluarkan hasil dan sebagainya lah. So soalan saya kepada ahli panel lah kan. Saya rasa 25 tahun akan datang lah dengan apa yang telah dikongsikan satu menarikan. Kita tahu maksudnya bagaimana MMU akan berada di hati masyarakat pelbagai peringkat, bukan sekadar industri ataupun tokoh akademia, tapi masyarakat sendiri di Malaysia atau di luar negara, yang akhirnya dia memberikan impak yang seperti mana yang kita tahu lah, maksudnya macam Bilbao effect lah, maksudnya macam bila museum Guggenheim buka di Perancis tu dengan architecture yang luar biasa, the whole city tu dia transform jadi satu ikonik kepada dunia. Jadi apakah Bilbao effect 25 tahun ke depan di hati masyarakat, tak kisah mana-mana peringkat dia belajar MMU ke tidak. Bila dia kata MMU, dia kata bang, MMU ni memang gempak lah. Jadi saya nak minta pandangan lah, maksudnya apakah naratif yang kita nak lakarkan supaya bila masyarakat cerita pasal MMU ni, dia memang menguasai sesuatu benda yang dia akan macam tu lah, macam Bilbao effect lah, memang one of the kind lah. So minta pandangan kepada ada panel.
Alright,
Terima
let's
kasih.
move on to our panelists. Thank you so much to our audience member. So, apakah naratif yang ingin kita sampaikan melalui MMU? It's a very good question from our audience. I open the floor to any of our panelists who wants to start.
Okay, I think we will have done very, very well if people continue to recognize us as an institution that develop leaders and develop entrepreneurs. This is extremely important. We must make sure that in every sector of activity, whether it's the economic, education, whatever, our graduates must be there and must be leading. You know, so apart from whatever has been said, I think MMU has to think of ways how to make sure that the leaders that go out are actually leaders who are burning with a lot of ideas and who wants to lead and who wants to open up new frontiers in business and so on. I think this is very, very important. You know, we cannot produce graduates where people don't really notice them. You know, but if you are thinking into building leaders and developing entrepreneurs, you're fine, you know. But of course, to develop leaders and entrepreneurs, this is easier said than done, because there are many other institutions around, public and private, and many more institutions going to come. One, and secondly, we must also not forget that we are now living in very turbulent times. The Ukraine war the problems in the South China Sea dan sebagainya, and how all this will affect us, how funding will be affecting everybody, you know. But I do believe that we need people who can support MMU and fund MMU in a philanthropic sense. You know, I think forget about asking Telecom for money dan sebagainya. Telecom ada limit to their generosity, but there are always other ways, and we must know how, for example, Harvard, MIT, all is able to get huge funding, you know, and that is the path, in my opinion. Remember, we are going to go on in very turbulent times. We don't know when the Ukraine war is going to end. When I look at the news every day, I think there's no end. And it could get worse, by the way, and this will have an impact on all of us in Malaysia and in this region.
All right, Prof. Zarin, you want to add something to this question, an answer to this question? I mean.
Well, the
narrative.
Actually, to be known, well known, is one has to have a niche, and MMU had begun with a niche in ICT. One, you must never dilute it, and should actually go focus on the ICT. So, and it's about time Malaysia becomes producer nation in ICT. So therefore, I think MMU is well placed to help build that. Only then MMU will become very, very well known.
All right. So you've got leaders, entrepreneurs, you've got ICT. Prof. Rafi, what are your thoughts?
The way that I see, we have a lot of, I would say, the ingredients. We have a lot of people, good personalities, and even our Permata Dunia. But one thing that I believe that we need to improve is on telling a good story. So I think that is the missing part, where if we position this correctly, people will believe. And of course, a you go to all the top universities and so on, they have actually a system, or even they even establish specialists just to focus on good storytelling, so that from the good storytelling you will invite potential
investors,
chairs, endowment, right? Because we have a lot of people, but nobody knows. So I think that would be another angle that I believe that we can polish, and I still believe that you can see even one of the top YouTubers, right? If you see the top 10 YouTubers in the world, one of them is actually just telling a good story. So you can search like PewDiePie and so on, those who are playing games and so on. I think you know what I'm talking about. So that is well, he personally generating millions per day just to tell a good story, and kids like it and people like it. So I think take this advantage and tell a good story about MMU. So I think that is the position that we can coin.
All right, Prof. Mazlihan, with all those comments, right, I know some of the initiatives you already implemented are already undergoing, all right, to address the suggestions made by Prof. Zahrin and also Tan Sri. And speaking about Prof. Rafi, when he spoke about telling a story, a good story, what is your comment on that? How do you push that forward to the public?
You know, when I joined MMU last year, I think one of the things that I believe that we need to change is the way how we tell story. We are using a lot of different channels to promote our activities and so on. I don't think that this, well, you have too many channels when you disseminate your information, and you cannot get the crowd. So what we did is we actually developed a new setup that we call MMU Studios, led by TS Natalia. Where's Natalia? And we also are working together with Mr. Lazi to redevelop the communication strategy, because I agree with Prof. Rafi that this is very important. This is how we rebrand the university. This is how we portray university, and how can we attract these people to join us. The niche area, which Prof. Zahrin touched just now, is very important. And if we have a very good communication tools, we have a very good communication strategy, then this specialty of MMU can be highlighted. We can focus on this, and it can be efficiently highlighted to the public. The reason why I met all the presidents is because I want to learn what is MMU. I mentioned just now the raison d'être of MMU, and I also need to see the character of MMU. We are building this university, and I agree with Prof. Zahrin that we need to make sure that we have something special that people can remember us. Because if we are just an ordinary university, just like the others, we will be, considered as the same as the other university. We need to have something that is, that will differentiate us from the other universities. So that niche area is who we are, and now we have to use all these things. And for the students that we produce, the character of these students, now through Prof. Ike and Puan Sri, we are developing this what we call PDAS, Permata Dunia Development Skill, or we call PEDAS. Yeah? So we want to create a character that people recognize this Permata Dunia, the way how they talk, the way how they eat, the way how they sleep. These are all the MMU way. So it's what we want to do. So what Cik Bakhtiar mentioned just now, our aspiration is to make sure that we have all this character, and for that people will remember MMU as this.
Thank you, Prof. All right, folks, and now before we go into another commercial break, right, as mentioned, Apparently, Prof. Zarin has brought his guitar to the studio, all right? And since everybody wants it, we have allowed it, folks. We have made your dreams come true. So, Professor Zarin is going to perform for us a small set, okay? He's going to perform for our entertainment section. So please, ladies and gentlemen, please give it up for Professor Zarin. And a special entertainment section provided to you once again from MMU Beat. All right, for your information, okay? Prof. Zarin will be accompanied by one of our alumni. All right, Norman Noor. If you've been long enough in MMU events, you would know that Norman Noor is a staple in all MMU events. He's a very, very popular alumni singer. So welcome once again, Norman Noor, to the show.
Hi, good morning, everyone.
All right, so I
Assalamualaikum, yes.
Waalaikumsalam. And I believe the song that will be performed is called Besame Mucho. Yes, correct.
Yeah.
So without further
Well,
ado, I guess Norman and Prof. do
Before
take it away.
before we begin, it's just that I wasn't playing the guitar when I was in MMU, but one of my fondest moments, well, achievements at MMU was actually making the convocation short and fun, exciting. People were queuing up to come to MMU, and because there was so much culture around, so I got them to carry spears and do all sorts of things. So it was fun, and there were singers. And where's Putri just now? Yeah, she was one of the trio, and now I bring back Norman to join the.
Thank you so
Come on,
much,
where is
Professor
Norman?
Prentice.
Where is Norman? Okay. We have 52 original songs on YouTube under Zarin and Norman, but today we're not doing that. We're doing a non-original. It was the first song I ever played. And don't try this at home. It is our own version. Don't try it at home, because when he starts singing, then you will see why. You shouldn't try it at home. Dangerous.
All right. Hope you guys enjoy it. Thank you.
Bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana ojalá estaré lejos, muy lejos de aquí. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame, bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte después. Quiero tenerte muy cerca, mirarme en tus ojos, verte junto a mí. Piensa que tal vez mañana ojalá estaré muy lejos de aquí. Bésame, bésame mucho, como si fuera esta noche la última vez. Bésame mucho, que tengo miedo a perderte, perderte después.
Thank you.
Nak tahu kelajuan peranti pintar dalam 5G? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Nak tahu bagaimana kandungan kreatif dan perniagaan atas talian dikuasai? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Nak tahu bagaimana cyber security dan undang-undang berfungsi? Di MMU ada jawapannya. Semua itu dan banyak lagi ada di Multimedia University kerana MMU ialah anda menerajui masa hadapan digital. Layari mmu.edu.my.
Welcome back, folks, to the fourth segment of MMU Beat. And now, for those before this that joined, that participated in the online quiz, we're here to announce that we have closed officially the online quiz, and we will be announcing the winner at the end of this show, which will come very, very shortly. So stay tuned. Don't go anywhere. Now, as mentioned, folks, this is the fourth and final segment because we are running out of time, unfortunately. We will ask our panelists, all right, a very short question. Now, since, to wrap up this session, folks, since this is the 25th year anniversary and we have about hundreds and thousands of people, right, 1,000 people currently watching on FB Live and also on our official YouTube channel, most of them are MMU alumni who came out of their way, and some of them are actually watching this from work right now. Do you have anything you want to say to our alumni who are watching currently in conjunction with the 25th year anniversary of MMU? Tan Sri, maybe you can start with you, a very short one.
Sure. If there are 100,000 alumni watching, please ask yourself what can you do to help MMU go higher. So it could be in terms of thoughts and it can be in terms of contributions. Please do so. Be like alumni of other top universities in the world, like Harvard, Cambridge, MIT, and so on. We have to have a different mindset. The alumni must come back and contribute. I think this is important, and you may not be recognized for your contribution, but in life it's not all about recognition. Maybe your creator should be the one to recognize you, and that will come in a different way later on.
All right, thank you so much, Tan Sri. Once again, folks, for those who are watching, always ask yourself, what can you do for MMU? All right, Prof. Zahrin, what do you want to say to MMU?
Well, actually,
alumni?
most of it has been said by Tan Sri Gaus. But anyway, it is very, very important. Alumni is very, very important. It is how the university gets known. As long as the alumni keeps talking about the university and keeps showing, that they can perform, then the university will get its name.
Okay. Prof. Rafi, what are your, Any speech to our
Well, to all alumni, I wish again all the best to the alumni. I believe that this is really our Permata Dunia. Again, I still stick to my ideas of a good storytelling. So I wish that our basically alumni can share your good experience, because sometimes I would say that when you tell something which is from your heart, will give an impact, and hopefully with that an impact will give back to the MMU, of course in many forms, not only on endowment, but you see, word of mouth is very powerful. So I believe that again on the giving a good thoughts and a good story back to MMU and to the people will be very impactful.
Thank you so much, Prof. Rafi. And Prof. Mazdiham, to cap it off, anything you want to say to our MMU folks who are watching out there?
MMU is you. This is your university, and let us work together for this university.
There you go. Very beautiful, ladies and gentlemen. A round of applause for all of our presidents. Now, folks, before we end the show, we have come to the final section of the show. All right, before we end the show, I would like to invite Yang Berbahagia Professor Dr. Mazdiham to the stage to present a token of appreciation to all of our lovely ex-presidents for coming to MMU Beat. All right. Now, first up, can I invite the first president of Multimedia University, Yang Berbahagia Tan Sri Gulf Jasmine, to receive a token of appreciation from our current president. Thank you so much, Tan Sri.
Okay.
There you go. So you always remember EB?
Yes. Always young at heart.
Always young at heart.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much, Tan Sri.
Terima kasih.
Thank you. Up next, we would like to invite Prof. Zaharin, second president of MMU, to receive once again a token from Prof. Mazdiham.
Long time no see.
Thank you so much, Prof. Zaharin.
Thank you.
And last but not least, we would like to invite the fourth president of MMU, Prof. Rafi.
Prof. Rafi, kita bagi lain sikit lah. Dapat topi lah.
This is what we call good storytelling. Everything about marketing.
Everything about marketing.
Everything about marketing.
I add one more.
Oh, one more. Oh, t-shirt pun datang sekali. Oh, we have a sweater. Okay. All right. Round of applause once again. Thank you so much, Rafi, for joining us.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rafi.
Thank you.
All right, we hope you enjoy the little gift that we have brought to you all the way from your old university. Prof. Ziam, I want you to stay here for a while because I need your help to announce the winner of the on-a-line quiz. All right, the results I believe are on the iPad.
This is for third place.
Oh, we will start with third place. I believe the camera is here. Let's look at the camera. All right, I guess we will start off with the third place up to the first place. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you may, Prof.
For the third place, Noraisha Nazli Abdul Razak.
Congratulations, Noraisha Nazli. All right, you have won yourself an 80 ringgit Grab gift card. All right. Now, don't worry because we will be sending it to you. Don't worry, but congratulations on winning third place. Up next,
second place.
Please announce it, Prof.
Nur Azlia.
Nur Azlia. Wait. Ini semua staff kat sini ke?
Ada Nur Azlia.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay. She took time, folks. It's not rigged. Okay, it's not real, right? Okay, it's not rigged. They just took the quiz in the studio just now. And the first place, Prof. Siapa dia?
First place, Fakrul Izhan Abdul Jabbar.
Okay. Once again, just a massive coincidence that semua dekat sini. Alright, but that doesn't mean that they didn't play fair. Okay, congratulations to everybody. The first winner won a 150 ringgit gift card all the way from Zalura. Congratulations and thank you so much once again, Prof. Mazdiham, for giving out the winner for all of the online quiz. Oh, we have another segment. This is, I believe, for the ones watching at home. Of course. Oh, dia ada dua beza. Satu di sini dan satu di online. Okay, don't worry. Ada setengah orang nak baling kursi sudah. Tapi, okay. Alright, so we will be announcing the winners for the online quiz. Alright, Third place.
Third
Prof.
place, Holly Quinn.
Holly Quinn. All right, I will clap for you, Holly Quinn. Congratulations. You can now grab 80 ringgit gift card to anybody you feel see fit. All right. Second place.
Second place, Dayang Mia Kazwin.
Dayang, congratulations on winning a gift card worth 100 ringgit all the way from Lazada. All right, and first place, who could it be?
First place, Sean Trevor Ward.
Sean Trevor Ward.
Sean
You just
Trevor
won
Ward.
yourself 150 ringgit all the way from Zalora. Now you can spend it on your girlfriend. Congratulations, Sean. I'll be sending it to you, okay? All right.
Okay.
Thank you so
Thank
much,
you,
bro.
thank you.
Thank you. All right, folks. With that, we've closed the online quiz. Now, and we've already seen all the past presidents providing their answers to various questions for this edition of MMU Beat. Now, on behalf of the production crew, I would like to personally thank everybody from Yang Berbahagia Professor Dato Dr. Mazdiham and all of our panelists today. Tan Sri Dr. Gulf Jasmine, Professor Emeritus Dr. Zarin Yusof, Professor Dato Dr. Technologies Ahmad Rafi Muhammad Ishak for being with us here today for this edition of MMU Beat. I also want to thank our lovely audience in the studio. Thank you so much for being with us here today, for being a great audience, and especially for you folks out there, okay, who are watching at home. Thank you so much for taking time on this busy day. Some of you are actually, skipping work, but I won't tell the boss. Don't worry, okay? Thank you so much for joining us. We love you from Mata Juniors all around. Now, on behalf of the production crew as well, we hope you've enjoyed this edition of the show. We will be back hopefully next time with another edition of MMU Beat. Until then, we would like to leave you with another song, all right, to cap us off into the night. Now, this final song you will be listening is entitled Forever MMU, composed by Mr. Fajrul Norman, and the lyric was written by our very own 5th and current president, Professor Mas Liham. All right. Now, a round of applause for both composers and also our president for being such talented people. And with that, folks, I sign off. My name is Amirul, and I present to you our songbird of the day to take us off, Miss Liana Shamimi Jumaah, to sing Forever MMU.
Kisah kita bermula dari yang kosong dan tiada apa seiringan bergandengan. Di sisimu jalan kita terbina, bersedia mencapai cita-cita terukar, jaya dan bahagia. Forever MMU, who am I without you? Forever MMU, meluncur ke mercu MMU, si permata dunia, saudara selamanya. Si permata dunia, berani meneroka. Si permata dunia, kalau bukanlah kita. Si permata dunia, engkaulah segalanya. Di sisimu jalan kita terbina, dari yang kosong dan tiada apa seiringan bergandengan. Di sisimu jalan kita terbina, bersedia mencapai cita-cita terukar, jaya dan bahagia. Forever MMU, MMU, si permata dunia, saudara selamanya, si permata dunia, berani meneroka si permata dunia. Kalau bukanlah kita si permata dunia, engkaulah segala